everyone on yet another episode of Behan Code. And with me today is Shivam, who is an author, and he's also an emotional intelligence life coach. Generally, I also say surnames of people, but in Shivam's case, I really don't know his surname. So before I talk more about him, Shivam, what is your surname?
I don't usually have a surname. I don't actually have a surname. I do have a family name though, but I don't
Right,
prefer using it. And
right,
when talking about why I don't use my surname or why I don't use my family name for that matter, I think that has a lot to do with mindfulness. I mean, it might sound a bit weird and a bit funny at this particular point on what is surname related to being mindful. But actually, when we talk about any particular person in this entire universe, when you're talking to someone, let's say if I tell you if we are meeting for the first time, and then if I tell you that I'm from Bihar, hi, my name is Shivam, I'm from Bihar. The first thing that would come to your mind would that this person is from Bihar. He should have all the attributes of a Bihari person. He should have all the attributes of his caste, of his religion, of his mentality, of things like that. So before even meeting me, before even talking to me, before even knowing me in person, you would start judging me in that particular order based on the experiences you had before with that any Bihari person for that matter, right?
right,
So that would stop you from being mindful. That would stop you
right.
from being in that particular moment.
Wow.
So for me, of course, I cannot change my name. I cannot just let go of my name. I cannot just let go of the Shivam word. But I can definitely work upon letting go of my surname because there's something I don't usually believe in. I don't
Right.
believe in that religion and the caste system. So I can definitely let go of that particular part. And I think that really helps a lot in having really good conversations with people. Because very often people ask me this, what is your surname? And that is always an attempt to know where I'm from, to always an attempt to know which caste I belong to, and all other questions. So
Wow.
this simple thing stops people from actually understanding or trying to know me before they even talk to me. And if after I talk, then they can definitely judge me and understand me for what I am, but not before that.
Wow. So, Shivam, I also looked you up on Google and I found out your books, two of them, How to Unleash
Yes.
Your Potential and Finding the Magic in You. And very interestingly, even, where your books are listed, they're hosted by Shivam and by no surname again altogether. And I think this is a very simple but very brilliant way of, cutting all the prejudices away. Like I could have, had so much opinion about you even before I met you, like you mentioned. And this is amazing. And wow, I used to use my surname only because it rhymes with my name, Filoni Kanani, and I love using it. But yeah, I do get a lot of, oh, you must be Sindhi, oh, you must be
Yeah,
Christian. So yeah, I get
right.
that. That's a very clever way. I'm going to consider not using my surname.
Certainly.
So, okay. So to introduce Shivam, I will say, like I already mentioned, he's the author of two books, Finding the Magic in You and How to Unleash Your Potential. And he's also an emotional intelligence coach. So,
Yes.
Shivam, I read this book called The Forest of Enchantment, and I'm a big
Mhm.
fan of Chitra Devakaruni Banerjee. And she states that don't let your emotions drown you, because that's
Mhm.
exactly what always and forever keeps happening with me. I'm a very emotional person, and my
Mhm.
emotions drive me. So I'm always
Mhm.
very intrigued about anything that's related to emotional intelligence. But before we dive into that conversation of emotional intelligence and what do you mean when you say that you are an emotional intelligence coach, and we also see that these days when you are hiring for leadership roles, you look for a person's EQ versus earlier
Right.
parameters were like IQ, and now we
Mhm.
look at EQ. So I want to understand and explore all of that, but
Mhm.
what is emotional intelligence to start with?
Mhm. In very simple words, I think when you club the two words together, emotional intelligence, it's as simple as that being intelligent in the way you use your emotions. And very often, like I told as well, that very often we often assume, we often believe that emotions are always there to pull us down or pull us back for
Right,
that matter. And if you're
right,
an emotional person, you would basically lag behind in life because you make a lot of emotional decisions. You would be feeling emotional for a lot of other reasons, and that might actually push you and pull you back from being successful in life. But that's not really the case, because trying to be intelligent in your emotions is all what's all emotional intelligence all about. To be able to know what are the emotions you're feeling, what are the different feelings that you're having, and why are you doing that. Why are you feeling that
Right.
particular emotion? Why
Right.
why do you have why even let's say for example if you're feeling sad for that matter, a lot of people say that I don't like myself for being sad. I don't like myself for feeling anxiety. I don't like myself for having so much of panic attacks. So this
Right.
is the first step when people often say that I don't like myself being emotional. And emotion, I don't just want to get rid of all my emotions. But again, that is the first and the foremost part about emotional intelligence. You have to understand that you being sad doesn't really make you a sad person. You're
Right.
just feeling sad at this particular moment. That doesn't mean that your life is sad.
Right.
If you're feeling anxiety at this particular point, it doesn't mean that your life is full of anxiety. It's just this moment where you're feeling anxiety. So trying
Right.
to understand all those emotions, trying to understand the source for those emotions can definitely
Right.
help a lot in the way you see those emotions and
Right.
the way you deal with those emotions. And that's what emotional intelligence is all about.
Wow. And then why do you think that we all need to be emotionally, intelligent? Like,
Hmm. Again, it's the same example that when people say that I don't like myself for being sad, I don't like myself for being feeling anxious. This is something of a very people are literate, people are educated in a lot of aspects, but
right.
they are very much uneducated about the way their emotions are trying to help them, the way their
Right.
emotions are developed and evolved to help them. Because
Right.
without emotions, humans would be nothing.
Right.
Emotions are the only reason why humans have become on the top of the whole evolutionary chain to be able to be able to become the most intelligent species on the planet Earth. Because they
Right.
had emotions, they could think and they could make really good decisions that were really influenced by emotions. For example, let's say if you're traveling in a road right now and you see a tiger in front of you. So what would your natural instinct be at that particular point?
Be scared and worried.
Be scared and worried, and you might want to run away from there, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Right, you might want to run away. And why did
Right.
you want to run away? Because your fear told you to do so. Your
Right.
fear
Fear
told
to.
you
Yes.
that this is a dangerous situation to be in. This is a
Yeah.
scary situation to be in, and you must absolutely run away from this particular place. And then
Wow.
you did
Yeah.
it. But the moment we start, let's say we are going for an interview, and then we feel anxious, or we feel sad, or we feel terrified about the idea of getting into an interview, and then we start judging ourselves.
Right.
Why am I feeling anxious? Why am I feeling
Right.
terrified? Why am I feeling terrible about it? It's just your
Right.
emotions. Both are emotions in two different situations. That emotion is trying to save your life. Even this emotion is
Right.
trying to save your life, but you're not able to understand what is it trying to tell you.
Wow. It's very interesting when you give that tiger example. It makes me think that everything, every reaction that we give, every response that we give comes from a place of emotion, right? Like
Right.
even if we are doing the smallest of things, we either feel joy doing it or we do not enjoy doing it, right? So again, that comes from emotions, and it's wow.
Mhm.
Never realized that we are driven by emotions. That's
Absolutely.
what. Wow, that is amazing. And talking about emotional intelligence, I don't
Mhm.
think we are having a lot of conversations about mental health in India. Of course, we've got started, but still,
Mhm.
we when we go to a therapist or when we look up for counselors, we are
Mhm.
tagged as, oh, yeah, she's mentally bimar, isko kuch, mental problem
Right.
hai. That word mental is very scary to, that tag to have is really scary. So, amidst all of, these, restrictions and taboos and, the cultural context to the mental health in India, how do you think emotional intelligence and this conversation around emotional intelligence helps?
Especially in a country like India, because we are in a developing country right now, and
Right.
we have a long way to become developed. We have a long way to adapt and understand everything that is going around us. So just imagine 20 years back, we didn't even have smartphones in our hands. We didn't
Right.
have so smart and so fancy TVs and all the things that we have right now. The abundance of resources that we have right now. So in just this span of 20 years, we have seen so much of change.
Wow.
That means the world is changing with every passing day. The world is changing with every passing year, and we cannot even notice it. And just imagine the types of jobs we're doing right now. We're just into
Right.
high paying jobs. It's very strict, it's very disciplined, and we have to just be stressful all the time because
Right.
our mind, all our capacity of
Right.
mind are being utilized in that particular
Right.
part. So
Right.
we are living a very stressful, very life that is filled with uncertainty and change and stress. And in such scenarios, it's very much important for you to be able to figure out when are you beginning to start to feel all that stress, all that anxiety, all that negative feelings that you're trying to feel at that part. And if you're not able to do that, at some point you definitely break out, because you might just you might just ignore the signs at first. You might just say that okay, that's totally fine, मैं अभी ठीक हूँ, मैं कुछ कर लूँगा. But after 5 days, after 10 days, maybe after a month or a year, you would eventually break down because of all that emotion that are hidden inside of you, that is
Yeah.
trying to get an answer, that is trying to get a
Yeah.
solution out of it. So
Yeah.
it's very much important. If you're an emotionally aware person, you'd be able to figure out the first signs of that. You would be able to figure out that okay, this is my first step. Am I feeling sad because of no reason? Because very often what happens to us is we are living a very perfectly happy life. We are living a very perfectly good life, but suddenly one day it hits us. What is something wrong? What if there is something wrong? Why am I feeling so good? How can life be so good to me? It suddenly hits us, right? And that is the
Right.
point when we can't really figure out why am I feeling sad for no particular reason at this point.
Yeah, we do
Nothing bad
sometimes.
yeah, right. So nothing bad has happened, but why am I feeling low at this particular point?
Wow.
So this is where emotional intelligence comes into picture, to be able to figure out what is going wrong, what is something that you're trying to hide, or you're just trying not to figure or face at that particular point. That is something that is being hidden inside of your face, inside of your mind, and that is pushing you to believe that something is about to go wrong. And if you're
Wow.
not being aware of those emotions, that would definitely, obviously, you might ignore at this particular point, but eventually down the lane, it might hurt you. It might try to hurt your decision making or working
Right.
capability, or anything for that matter. So it's very much important for us as Indians, and especially all parts of the world for that matter, to be aware of all the emotions that you feel on every particular day, because we get and see through a lot of things on a day-to-day basis. Even a
Right.
simple thing as playing a cricket match or just watching a cricket match induces so many emotions into us.
True.
If India is losing, we get to feel so many
Yeah.
emotions, right?
Right.
So even
Right.
that
Right.
could have a strong underlying impact on who we are as a person and how we react to
Right.
people. So if suppose India loses and someone is trying to talk to us after that, we might feel angry or vented out that particular part. So it's important to understand why am I feeling angry this part just because India lost. Then trying to figure out the causes behind those emotions would definitely help you to work on that and deal with it in a much better way.
Wow. So, okay, now that we know that we are so strongly and so emotionally driven, uh,
Yes.
it makes me think that how can I manage my emotional intelligence on a daily basis better?
Mhm.
Uh, is that is there anything that I can do to, up my emotional intelligence and be more aware and be able to, acknowledge that okay, this is the emotion that I'm driven by right now, and this
Mhm.
is what I should be doing. Like, is there like anything that I can do about
Absolutely.
inducing emotional intelligence in my daily life?
Absolutely. The first thing I think it's a very important part. Meditation really plays a very important role. When you're meditating, you always tend to be aware of your thoughts, be aware of emotions that you're feeling right now. So that meditation could not necessarily be sitting in a lotus pose and sitting in that particular pose for let's say 25, 40, 45 minutes. It's just about being aware in that particular moment. That meditation could be just playing sports for you, or just taking a good walk, or just running around the field. That could be meditation for you. And that what it definitely helps you is to understand your emotions, to be aware of all the emotions that you're feeling. So just being able to understand and assess all of your emotions, all of your feelings, and all the things that you're doing for yourself definitely plays a very important role. Another very important part is to write. Writing is a very important part that people often miss out on, because
Are you
we don't have
mentioning
the
journaling?
journaling, right?
Okay.
Right. So journaling is something that we don't often very often practice in our day-to-day life, but it definitely helps a
Right.
lot in trying to understand whatever you're feeling. Because काफी
Okay.
बार ऐसा होता है कि people we often say, I mean, I have a lot of people have come to me while coaching and they tell me that I'm very good at giving advices, but when it comes to implementing those advices on myself, I fail. Why is that? And how can I improve on that? So it is
True.
because when you're listening to someone else's story, you're listening it as a story. You're listening it from a third person's perspective. So obviously you won't have any emotional attachment related to that story. And then you'll be able to see things in a much rational way. And then your decision, the advice that you're going to give them would definitely be perfect. But the same thing if happens to you would have an emotional attachment related to the story. And the more you try to repeat that story in your head, the more bias, the more dependent on that emotions you would be on them. So basically, you wouldn't be able to take any rational decisions. You wouldn't be able to see things in a much rational manner. And when you start writing things down, you actually get to see that story being written on a piece of paper, and that would be the same, that would be very similar to actually seeing it from a third person perspective. So journaling
Wow.
really plays a very important role to be able to see things, to be able to assess your emotions, to be able to assess your daily life in a much better way. I think that's a very good start to for being emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, and I kind of really relate to what you're saying. It's very interesting. So me and my best friend have this pact, okay?
Mhm.
This happens with both of us that when we
Okay.
are in the situation, we are not able
Mhm.
to figure out a way. But when the
Right.
other person is in the situation, we're very able to clearly think that, okay, you should be doing this, you do this one, two, three,
Mhm.
four. And when I myself am in the situation, I am unable to do it. So we have this pact of thoughts that if you're struggling with something, you come and share it with me, and I'll give you the best of advice
Yes.
that I can, because I'm not in that situation, so I'm able to help you out better.
Right.
I'm able to think more clearly. And when
Mhm.
when I'm struggling, I go to her and I tell her, and she's able to think clearly and give me a solution to it. And I
Mhm.
never knew that this was connected to emotional intelligence. So when you said this, it was like I've been doing this, but I never knew that
Do
this
that.
is the yeah this is
Yeah.
the mechanic behind it. So wow,
Right.
it is so simple and it's so brilliant. Wow.
It is. It is.
Okay.
I think
So
understanding all of those things is very important. Yeah, please.
yeah. So is there anything that I can do at workplace to build my emotional intelligence?
Definitely, I think because when you're at workplace, you have to work along with fellow members. You have to work with
Right.
other of your
Right.
employees and other of your
Right.
colleagues. And in that case, it's so much important to be emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence really plays a very important role in the workplace because not every person can be like you. Not every person can think alike or similar to what you are thinking. So
Right.
it
Right.
becomes very much important for all the person in that team, in that group, or
Right.
in that office for that matter, to be empathic towards other person's thinking. So
Right.
just for example, let's say if there's 5 person in a team, 5 people in a team, and one person is extremely genius, is a very intelligent person, but other four are it's okay, they are decently normal. I mean, they're not very intelligent, but they're good enough. And that one intelligent person, there's a problem with that person is that they have very low empathic values, that they cannot listen to others, they cannot hang along with others, and they cannot work along together with it. So in that case, just imagine that case. Would that one person be able to drive the company or drive the team forward without the help of other 4 people? Because there's certain things that not everyone can do. I mean, even if you're
Right.
the intelligent, the most genius person in your field, you still need a lot of effort, a lot of help from your colleagues, from your team members as well. And this is where team bonding, this is where teamwork, team building activities is very crucial. And emotional intelligence teaches you to understand and accept other emotions as your own. Because just for example, when people say that I'm different from everyone else, I'm very different from very everyone else, I'm a genius person, I'm an intelligent person, others are not. People often say that, they often tend to forget that even with that case, maybe you have a higher experience, maybe you have a very uh, good way of critical thinking, but even in that case, the emotions that you're feeling is very much similar, is exactly the same as what others are feeling. So if I'm feeling sad, if I'm feeling anxiety, if I'm feeling happiness or excitement or anything for that matter, you are feeling the same thing. That means a range of emotions that any particular person in this world faces is the same for everyone else. That
Right.
means talking about the basic urges, talking about the basic needs of a human mind, talking about the basic emotions that anyone faces or feels, that is similar for everyone else in this world. That means
Wow.
at the end of the day, everyone else is similar, everyone else is the same. But because of our own conditioning methods, because of our own childhood friendship or anything, any experiences that we build upon in life, our learning changes, our development changes, our way of looking at the world changes. And if your emotional intelligence comes along in that particular part, you just begin to realize and understand this simple, very simple fact that everyone in this world is different and yet so similar. And there is no point for me to judge them. There is no point for me to uh, judge or work upon them or work accordingly in that particular matter beyond my capacities. So this is what emotional intelligence teaches workplace, to be able to understand everyone for their pros, for their cons, and then to be able to work intelligently together. So
Wow.
if you're being emotionally intelligent, you wouldn't have basic urges of fighting with someone or just shouting at someone because they're not able to understand what you're trying to say, because
Yeah.
they might have a different way of understanding those things. They might be
Yeah.
good at discipline, you might be good at perfection. They might be good at creativity. You might be good at discipline. So there are certain things someone else is good at. There are certain things you are good at. So just trying to figure out all those things, it all comes as a part of emotional intelligence.
This has been a wonderful and very enriching, conversation. I actually found out things about what we've been doing mindlessly. So I think being mindful is the key, and
Yes.
managing your emotions, and being very clever and aware about them will help
Mhm.
you navigate through the situations better. Are
Absolutely.
my key takeaways from this. So thank you so much, Shivam, for doing this. I will link your books below, and I will also link your social handles so that anybody and everybody who wishes to follow you can. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much for learning. Really wonderful to have you.
Run away, run away. And I know, and I know, and I know I'm right now. We can change anything and make it better. Together now we're strong, don't question it. The truth will break your chains, we have the key. Open your eyes and see. We are the ones who know the answers, and they ain't never gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Oh, 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 oh. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Oh, 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 oh. Now picture everything you're fighting for.